Hello and welcome to a video on the most broken rule in football. And today, of course, I'm going to be talking about the 6-second rule. So I think we should probably start off by talking a bit about what the rule actually is. Under Law 12, fouls and misconduct of the FA, an indirect free kick is awarded if the goalkeeper controls the ball with the hand/arm for more than 6 seconds before releasing it. And this was implemented in 1998 after the World Cup, after a lot of teams, sort of abused the fact that they could just hold on to the ball for a long period of time without penalty, without being penalised. Not a penalty, of course. And yeah, it's been a rule that has been implemented in the game since 1998, and a lot of people don't even know it exists. And that is the main problem, which gets me on to my next point. The issue. Well, this rule is barely ever followed. Like, I want you to think back to a time where you can actually remember someone being penalised for time wasting in this way, where they've just held on to the ball for more than 6 seconds. Maybe if it's a ridiculous amount of time, like 20 seconds, you'll have seen it penalised. In 2015, in the Europa League, Mignolet was penalised for it. He held on to the ball for 22 seconds. But there is rarely any evidence of this really being a rule that's followed that much. And of course, this is down to the refs. The refs don't really seem to care. Like, of course, if it is excessive, like I said with the Mignolet situation, it goes to like 20 seconds. Then they're like, alright, come on, get a move on. But say someone holds onto the ball for 15 seconds, it happens all the time. 6 seconds is a lot shorter than you might think. But yeah, say someone held onto the ball for, say, 15 seconds. It's not going to be penalised. Most of the time, it's never going to be penalised. But there'll be some referees that do, which is a problem. There needs to be consistency in refereeing. And if you have some referees penalising it and some that aren't, then it's a problem. So why is this a problem? Well, time wasting. Of course, we want to minimalise time wasting in football. It's a beautiful game for a reason, and we don't want to watch a football game where a keeper's holding on to the ball for 30 seconds, wasted a bunch of time, and just sort of gotten away with it. I mean, we've seen them crack down a bit on goal kicks, where they're actually starting to give yellow cards, but I still think even goal kicks, you'll find situations where the keeper just takes too long to take it, and they can almost just take the yellow card and waste 2 minutes even, like walking slowly up to get the ball. And we just want to minimalise time wasting in football. I think everyone wants to minimalise time wasting in football. So what is the solution to this issue? Well, Howard Webb has stated on Gary Neville's podcast that in the Premier League 2, they are trialling something around the goalkeeper holding the ball for more than 6 seconds. If they hold it for 8 and don't release it, it goes to a corner for the other team. Now, if you don't know what the Premier League 2 is, it's just like the under-21s Premier League. And this is where they trial a lot of rules. I think they trialed VAR there initially. They trialed a lot of things there initially. And these trials have apparently been very successful. From what we're getting, a lot of updates on it. It's quite relevant right now. I've seen quite a lot of this on social media. And me personally, if you ask me, I am very happy to see that these trials have been successful, because I think that 8 seconds is sort of the sweet spot. You can keep the game going, and it doesn't waste too much time, if you know what I mean. And of course, this does tackle the issue. Like, realistically, it stops time wasting. It penalises the other team. Now, of course, some people are going to say a corner, that's real harsh for holding the ball for more than 8 seconds, a corner. And right now, the way we have it, an indirect free kick, I think you could even argue is a bit more harsh. So it depends. I mean, there's some people arguing it should go out for a throw-in, but there's a lot of different arguments for what it could be. As long as there is something where the keeper is actually penalised for holding the ball for a long period of time, I'm up for it. I'm in on that being a good idea. Now, obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I would love it to be a corner, because that seems to be the only thing we can score on from nowadays. But yeah, as I said, this does tackle the issue, and there is quite a lot of fan support from this, because obviously fans want to see the gameplay. Fans don't want to see 3 minutes of time wasting every minute or so. They want to see the ball in play. They want to see the players that they paid to go and watch, or they paid a streaming service to watch, play football. They want to see them, have attempts at a last minute goal. I know that if it's your team and you're holding on to a result, you're going to be like, yes, you're going to suddenly hate this rule. But ultimately, it affects everyone the same amount. Everyone time wastes. Everyone uses it as an unfair sort of advantage. So I do feel like it is a necessity that we get a rule like this in, where keepers are actually held accountable for this rule, because this is a rule that's existed for over 25 years now, and I bet that some people watching this video won't even have known that it exists because it's so not followed. I mean, the only way I know this rule exists is by playing FIFA, because there's a timer that comes up in the top left that says you've got 6 seconds to release the ball. That is how I know this rule exists initially. Of course, growing up a bit more, there's more things where you realise, okay, this rule exists. I have an uncle who is a very vocal ex-referee, and he says that he hates it when teams, they hold on to the ball for more than 6 seconds. He would penalise it, and I don't blame him. He should penalise it. An indirect free kick, I do think, is fair, but the problem is they just don't follow it. So I think that this is the solution. There should be a corner kick if a goalkeeper holds onto the ball for more than 8 seconds. But I'm interested in your opinion. Let me know down in the comment section what you think of this. Do you think that goalkeepers should hold onto the ball should be allowed to hold onto the ball for more than 6 seconds? Because the current rule is 6 seconds and they don't follow it. So I'm curious to see what you think of that. Do you think it should be corners? Should it be a throw-in? Should it be an indirect free kick? Should it just be a yellow card? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.